Hello everyone, in this video I'd like to show you how to crochet any tapestry wall hangings. I'll try my best to cover everything for this style of crocheting, and if you feel I haven't covered something, feel free to let me know in the comments so I can do an additional video for that. Feel free to subscribe to my channel or stay tuned with me on my Instagram or Facebook. And now let's get started from the beginning. Alright guys, so before I start to crochet, I just want to talk about the tapestries in general. So I will do this tutorial based on my patterns, but I'm sure that you will find the patterns very similar, or especially the techniques that I just want to show you. Usually for the tapestries you need any worsted yarn, like for my patterns now I use from Loops and Threads, the impeccable yarn, and I use 5mm hook for that. You also need any wooden dowel or any stick where you can actually attach your tapestry. So you can easily order it through Amazon, or you can go to the Home Depot or any warehouse store where you can purchase this wooden dowel. So you can find it very easily. And now let's start to crochet. So you always have like options how to start, or like what to do. It's also like you have to kind of feel what's the best like a fit for the each like design. So but I will be more specific in a second. So let's say between those two is that for this pattern we start with the foundation chain with more colors than just one. Here it's easy, you just make with one color your foundation chain, first row, second row, whenever, until like you need to start to join new yarn color. And for this part you have to start with the more colors like at the very beginning. So I will show you right now just simply how to foundation chain with more colors, and how to foundation single crochet with the more colors. There's a little bit difference, and I would highly recommend to actually start with the foundation single crochet. I think that it's way easier. There's more benefits. If you don't know like at all how to crochet it, I would suggest to visit my link in the description where you can find a separate video how to foundation single crochet, how to foundation half double crochet and with other stitches. And I think that there are more benefits that I actually talk about it over there, so go there. And now for this tutorial I will show you how to do both, actually the both starts of the crocheting with the more colors. So let's do it. So also because before we start, actually, I have one more thing or two to mention before. So now about the foundation chain or foundation single crochet, I think that it's actually good to mention that for the tapestries, we basically need just the one side nice. So let's say with the blankets, usually you need to have that pattern or the design reversible. So then in that case, you need to either carry the pattern, carry the yarns throughout the project, so then nothing is much visible, and then you can just weave in the ends, and it's a little bit different style. With the tapestries, you need just the one side nice. So for when you turn the tapestry back, then you can see like whatever, let's say, floats and stuff. So that's what I actually want to mention, that my style is that I do the floats, and I'll show you what it is right now. So floats, we can see that this is my one tapestry, and this is the side that is gonna be visible right when it's hanging on the wall. But when I flip it and I see the back, now you can see that I carry the yarn, but not within the stitches that you usually do, let's say for the blankets. So you don't have to have so many tails, and you can actually carry the yarn and stuff. But for the tapestries I use the floats. To be honest, I actually found the technique a little bit later. So let's say for this pattern I did that reversible thing. So I was actually, you can see here that I carried the white yarn through the black stitches, but the thing is that I realized that it's kind of popping up and the white color, so it's actually visible. It doesn't look bad like at all. Actually this other side, it's somehow looks good, but I can see a little bit of, let's say, this yellow color the mustard color through the black stitches that I did because I carried it, instead of leave the string behind and float it like whatever you see here. So this video, in this tutorial, I'm glad actually I found a technique before I just made this. So I will be doing these floats. Of course that sometimes it's worth when you carry it, sometimes let's say when you see the stitches and it's like more than, let's say, 8 stitches that you would have to float. Sometimes what's worth is that you will just cut the yarn and join the new yarn whenever you need it, so you don't even float but you just cut the yarn. Then you have the tails like here, because I did it at some spots, and then I will just weave in. And okay, anyway, even if it's the back side, I think that it will look a little bit better even that I weave in this ends. So I did it actually at the bottom here, so you can see that even with the floats, it's kind of looks a little bit more organized and not that messy. So this is just before. I know that I could mention it a little bit later, but it's actually important even for the first row. As you can see here, I had to do with the 2 colors and I was floating, right? So I did the floats right here behind because I don't care about the back, but I care about the front. All right, and so now let's start with the foundation chain with more colors. All right, so I just prepared my 3 colors. I don't follow any pattern right now, so there's gonna be a random numbers of the foundation chains. So let's start, and I'm gonna also show you your first row. So because this video is focusing on the tapestry, so like I said before, we don't care about whatever it looks like in the back, but we just care about the front. So we're gonna make the method of the floats. So we start with the slip knot, and then we're just gonna start with the foundation chain. And for how many foundation chain you see the numbers on the pattern. So I'll actually show you this example. So now you can see with the foundation chain, we start from the left to the right because there's a foundation chain, and then we start our first row. So in this case, let's say, I know that it's not visible, the squares there, but 1 square means 1 single crochet. So for this specific pattern, we would do 2 white foundation chains with this, with the white white color, and then we would join new color and we would make 2 chains with the red color, then 1 chain with the white, 2 chains with the blue, and so on. So this is how it works with the chart if you have like that. So then, and for the first row, we would just we would just start from here. Also, if you start with the foundation chain, you always have to add like a 1 more chain at the end. So you will have 41 foundation chains in total, not 40, because 41 is because that the 41st chain is just the skipping chain, it's just the turning chain. So then you will make your first single crochet into the second chain from the hook. But I'll show you right now. I just wanted to explain how the charts works. And if you would start with the foundation single crochet, you would start right away from the right, because foundation single crochet is about that you make foundation chain and your first row all at once. So that's why you will focus on the pattern from the right, from very beginning. With the foundation chain, you have to go from the left, and so on. So now let's say that I have my number of the whatever color is on the pattern. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I need, let's say, 3 more foundation chains with the blue one. So now it's gonna be easy. So I have 5 now. I will just take my new yarn color, put it around my hook, and pull through that chain, and I will always tie that chain with my string so it don't get loose. And now I just start to make my foundation chain as I know. So I said before that I'm gonna make 3 of them. So now again, I will just join my new color, let's say, if it's more than 2 colors and at the beginning. So I will just start to make my 3, let's say, foundation chain with the new one. And now if you, let's say, need to attach your first color, which in my case is the pink one. So it's not that I would cut it and then would join the new yarn. I would just actually grab that string and carry it, just float it pretty much until I will just put it around my hook and pull through that chain. So, but don't tie it too much because then it would be like scrunch. I know that the first, I mean the foundation chain with more colors and the first row is a little bit tricky because you can see the tails everywhere, so then it's hard like what to pull, what to tie. So I totally get it, but this is the way, and you can see from the back that the string goes all the way on there. And it's totally alright. So then I would just start with the foundation chain with this color. Then let's say I have to go back with this yellow, so I will again grab the string and put it around my hook and pull through and start with the numbers of the foundation chain with this color for whatever the pattern says. Sometimes like the floating is not worth when it's, let's say, more than, I don't know, I would say more than eight foundation chains or 8 stitches, but I would try to do it even if it's a first row. Like, I mean, if it would be more than 10, I would definitely like just cut the yarn and attach the new one. So I hope it makes sense. But let's say that this is my first row, and let's head to our first row with this. So what I would do, I would always add one more chain, or I'm sure that the pattern would like specify the number of the foundation chain. So like I said before, you always have to add one more, because now we skip this first chain and insert the hook into the second one, and we make our single crochet. So, and now I know that I have same amount of single crochets like my foundation chain. So now I have my last single crochet of this one. And when you start to join new color with the single crochet, you will never finish that last single crochet with the color. You will just put the string behind and grab that next color. So in my case, it's the pink one. I grab it, put it around my hook and pull through 2. And that means that we join new color and we finish the first single crochet with the yellow color. So you can see it now. So now I can continue with my pink color. So I just do my first single crochet, second one, and now I'm just about to make my last single crochet here. And again, because this is my last single crochet with this pink color, I will just put it in the back and grab this yellow. And because I ended up here, the yellow color, so I will float it again right from the behind, because now I have my back side, back side of the tapestry behind. So this is where I have to keep the floats from now on. So I'll just grab that and pull through 2. And now let's continue with this yellow color, the single crochets, until I'm about to change the yarn color again. So now it looks still a little bit messy. So now I'm about my last stitch with this yellow color. So I will not finish my single crochet. I'll keep the string behind, and I grab the blue one, put it around my hook and pull through 2. That means that I joined my new yarn color and finished the single crochet with the previous color, from the previous color. And now again I have 3 chains with this blue. Again, this is my last stitch with the blue, so I will not finish that single crochet, and instead I grab my pink one, and again I'll just keep it in the back. And from the back I will just put it around my hook and finish that single crochet and finish my row, because now I can see that I don't need to change anything. I know that it looks a little bit messy now, but I'll show you in a minute. I will just adjust it. So this is my first row with that with the foundation chain. I have to just adjust it with my with my fingers so I can actually see what's my tails, which is okay that it will hang out because for the tapestries you usually use the fringe at the bottom, so we will hide it, and also the floats will not be visible, but this is how it looks. And then you just continue whenever, like whatever the pattern says. So it's either that you will continue with the 3 stitches of the blue, or you will have to add the yarn a little bit like sooner. But the idea of that you will never finish your last stitch or the last single crochet of your, like a last stitch of that color. So you always need the 2 loops on your hook, and then grab the new yarn color, put it around your hook and pull through. This is how you do it. And then again at the end you will just do chain 1 and turn the project. And now you can see that the floats you have in front of you. So now, before, if you noticed that I always keep my strings behind the project, now you have to keep it in front. So your floats will be on this side. So I can actually show you. So now we did chain 1, so into the first stitch we make our single crochet. I'll keep the same order of the colors, and this is my last one. So now again I didn't finish my single crochet. I put the string in front of me in this case, grab my blue one, finish that single crochet, and start with my blue one. Again, I'll put the string in front of me and I'll attach the yellow color, and I just continue with that one. And again, I'm about the last stitch with this one, so I'll just grab my pink one from here and float it from that side to here. I'm also careful not, like, I kinda have that string a little bit loose, because then, like I said, it would just crunch together like that, the project, and it doesn't look pretty. So just be careful on that. Make sure that you will also adjust it. And now I'll just finish it again, put the string in front of me, grab that yellow color right here, and now you can see the floats. And for the next row, I will put the strings behind, not in front. So this is my second row. So again, the back looks like that. So it is a little bit messy, but your front looks like this, which is way better. Like, this is just a tutorial, so it is not actually perfect. But I hope that you get the idea. And also, like I said before, don't worry, because usually start the tapestries from bottom up, or at least my designs are crocheted from bottom up, and then you will just hide even the floats of this first row. You will hide it with your fringe. So this is about the foundation chain, your first row of the foundation chain, and how to do the floats. And now in the next video, I'll show you how to make the foundation single crochet with more colors. And I actually prefer that because it's less, it's not that visible, the floats right at the beginning right here. Alright, so I prepared my yarn. Again, is the same colors, and again, I will not follow any pattern right now. I just want to show you how it is done. So now again, we start with the slip knot. That's the same. Put the yarn, the hook into the loop, and now we're gonna make chain 2. And now we insert the hook into the first chain, which is right here. Yarn over, pull up the loop. We have 2 loops on our hook. Now we do yarn over, pull up the loop through the first loop only. We have 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull up the loop through 2. Now we insert the hook into that chain 1 that we made, do yarn over, pull up the loop. Now we make that chain 1, or the just pull through the first loop only, so I call it just chain 1. And now we have 2 loops, and that actually means that this is our kind of single crochet. So we do yarn over and pull up the loop through 2 loops. So we finished the single crochet. So basically you do foundation chain at the bottom, and on top is your single crochet, and this is how you do your first row, like foundation chains and the single crochet row all together, like all at once. So now you just insert the hook into the chain that we made, yarn over, pull up the loop, we do chain 1, and now we finish our single crochet through the 2 loops. So again, into that chain 1 that we just made, we do yarn over, pull up the loop, we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull up the loop through the first chain, and now yarn over, pull up the loop through 2, which is our single crochet. So now you can see the shape that it's actually getting exactly how it looks when you're done your foundation chain and your single crochet row. So now I'll show you for the last time. So we always insert the hook into that chain 1, yarn over, pull up the loop, we made the chain 1, and into this one you will insert the hook for the next foundation single crochet. And now you do yarn over and pull up the loop through 2, which is our single crochet. So like I said, if you want, you can visit my other video. It's in the description, where I explain foundation single crochet separately, so it will be more clear. And now let's start to join new colors. So what we're gonna do, so let's say that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say that I need 6 single crochets with this pink color. So I will just insert the hook into the chain, pull up the loop, and just make that chain 1 or foundation chain. And now this is my single crochet, but I will not finish this single crochet. Instead, I'll grab my new yarn, put it over my hook, and finish that. So now what I did, I finished my 6 single crochet with the pink one, and now I will start new single crochets or foundation single crochet with this blue color. So now it's already there, and now I will just insert the hook into that last pink chain that I made, pull up the loop, yarn over, and I just pull up the loop through the first one, which is our foundation chain, yarn over, pull up the loop through 2. So now I made my first foundation single crochet with the blue color. Now I will just insert the hook into that chain 1 or the foundation chain, yarn over, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull up the loop through the first loop, and then yarn over, pull up the loop through 2. So let's say that I need 3 of those. So I will do it on the for the last time. So I insert the hook into the chain, the foundation chain, make the foundation chain, and this is my 3rd one, but I will not finish it. And instead, I will grab my new yarn color and pull through 2. So I finished that stitch with the new color already. And now let's insert the hook into that foundation chain, the blue last foundation chain, and continue with this yellow color the same way. Just have to tie my tails. Okay, now it's good. So this is what you continue, whatever the pattern says. If you have less colors, let's say just 2, then it's easy, right? So you're just switching between 2. Now let's say in this case, again, if you'd need actually add your color that you already use, let's say the pink one, then again, so let's say I have 1, 2, so I have to make 3 of those yellow ones again. So I will just do the foundation chain. I will not finish this stitch, and instead I will grab the string, the pink string or whatever color I need now, and I will just pull through. And now I will continue the foundation single crochet with this pink color. So again, I just created the float, and you can see that it's right here and it's somewhere in the middle of the first row. So it's not that visible when we did the foundation chain. So that's why I like it like more. So, and again, now you can either like join your blue color or whatever the pattern says. We can do the blue again. So I will just grab it from here. Again, I keep the string loose, not that tight, so it won't be scrunched. And I will just insert the hook into the last foundation chain of the pink and continue with the foundation single crochet with this blue one. Also, what can happen sometimes, that when you're at the end of the row or any row, so when you about to make your last like stitch of the single crochet, and you know that this is your last color for the row, and you need to start with new color for the next row. I hope it makes sense right now. What you have to do, you will not finish your single crochet. It's always the same. And instead you will finish it with your new yarn. Just have to adjust this a little bit. And then you will do chain 1, which is the turning chain for the next row. And now you will start with your pink one for whatever, or for that color, like how many stitches like you need. So this is how I actually started with the second color. I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to, but I think that it's actually a good time to mention it. And again, now my floats are right in front of me, so I have to keep the old string. So now I did actually a mistake. So let's say if I need to start to change the color, I will keep that string in front of me and change the color for this blue one, let's say. And now you can see that the floats are in front of me, so I have to keep it for the entire pattern right now. So on the one side only will be the floats, which is the wrong side of the pattern. So now I totally mixed up the colors, but it doesn't matter. So let's say that this is my last single crochet with this color. So again, I will keep the string in front of me, and let's say that I will okay, I will bring this yellow one. So put it around my hook, and into the next stitch I will just continue with my yellow color. Let's say that this is the end, this is my last one, so again I'll just keep it in front, and I grab my my pink one. This is quite a long way to actually do the float, but I think that it's like not that bad. So this is how you actually do even your entire pattern. So now I do the float, but I need to just loose a little bit that string. I keep this yellow one in front and start doing my pink single crochet, and now I will just finish this one with this color for the entire row. So I'm at the end now. Chain 1 and turn the project. So now it looks something like that, but again the pattern will say something else. So for this for this period of the video, I just wanted to show you how to start foundation single crochet with the more colors. And I also like started a little bit about the floating, but sometimes it does not worth to do it for the entire time. So now I will just show you from my actual patterns. So this was my first one where I applied my floats, and like I mentioned before a little bit, so you can see the floats. This is exactly how it looks like. So you will just continue with your single crochet, joining new color and then float. But sometimes I think that at one point it doesn't worth to actually carry the yarn or even make that float. So let's say you can see that here is the space that I didn't use it. So instead of that, I used I made two skeins of the white, and I used one skein for this part and the second skein for this part. So I didn't have to float it or just cut it and then join the new yarn color. I just use the more more skeins. So now I will actually show you the hacks that will be actually handy for the tapestries. Alright, and for this part, it's good to have either paper clips, I have clothespins, or even bobbins, but I think that those clips are actually great because they are pretty big and they are light. I think that I bought them in Dollarama, so it's nothing like crazy, and this is something what you need, like I mentioned in the previous video, that for these sides I use 2 skeins of the white. So sometimes, I never know how much yarn exactly I need. So what I do with these pins, so I don't need actually the full skeins, right? Usually I have just 1 skein of each color. So I pretty much prepare like a 2 skeins of the white like ahead. So for me, I'll just show you on the pink one. So now let's say that this is the white one or any color that you kind of need to split. So what I do, I just make the yarn and I just put it around my paper clip or the clothespin, whatever, like as much as I need or as I feel that I'm gonna need. So I think that I will need actually quite a lot for that part. But this is just a tutorial, so I will not show you like exactly. So this is the idea of the pin. So let's say when you work, so I'll show you, and let's say you're here, so I'll just make 5 stitches of the white, and then when I'm done, I'll just clip it here and I continue with this color, and then I have another skein, so I will again just wrap it around this one, and that skein or that paper clip is assigned just for this part. So it's better than having like a full huge skeins of the yarn, and I think that it's kind of like a way yarn messy free. So this is what I would do, let's say for this pattern. Some patterns you don't need to, if you feel that there's kind of just the short, like just a few stitches, let's say right here, I would definitely float the white one, which again I'll show you here, so you see the floats. So I think that you can, it's also based on your intuition and feeling what would be the best. Let's say for this graph, I know that it's more about the theory, this video, but I think that it's way easier. For this video, I would do the floats again. I would just carry the white color, so you don't need, for this, let's say for this pattern, yes, you don't need to have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips for white color. But what I would do floats with the white, right? So I would use just one usual, like regular skein of the white. I would do white stitches here. I would do float with the white, right? So this is way easier. You don't need to split your white color here. So that's about it. And also, it's another hack actually. When you have this this paper clip or whatever, and then you run out of the same color of the yarn, then I use invisible knot. So let's say that you just run out of this yarn. This is my new yarn of the same color, but like a new yarn that you want to actually attach to that paper clip. So what you can do is the invisible knot. So how we gonna do it? It doesn't matter what tail you will grab right now. So let's say I start with this one, and with this one I'll make like a regular single knot around this one string. So just like that, I just make the one knot over here, and with this tail, the other tail, I will make the knot around those two. So just make a loop right here. I usually have my finger there, and with this string I'll just put it like through that loop. So now I just make my knot over those two. I pull the knots together, and I'll just cut the yarn right above the knot, and it's really, you cannot untangle it or anything. And this little knot, it's actually very easily to hide in the project. So this is the hex that I actually use and I absolutely love. So I think that the most important thing with the tapestries are the beginning. So of course, if you have the pattern with just the regular one color, then it's easy of the start, and then you will just join a new yarn color. So again, you never finish your last stitch with the specific color. Instead, you will finish that stitch or the single crochet with the new yarn color, and then you just do the floats. So that's about it. And now let's show you how to do this, how to actually attach your wooden dowel and how to do the fringe. And now you have two options, and the one option is that whenever you're done, before you cut the yarn, you will just measure pretty much, I would say like 8 times of the length of the top row, just like that. And I would cut it once I reach that number, so an 8 times long tail. Then I would just cut the yarn. I would grab my yarn needle, and then with the yarn needle I would sew the tail right like around the wooden dowel for each stitch, like once. Now I'm gonna do something a little bit different, and it's the way that I will actually crochet it around the wooden dowel. So I think it's actually easier, because then you don't have to weave in, and it's kind of that you can actually make it all in one piece pretty much. So you don't need to measure the tail, cut it, and yarn needle. So it's like lots of steps to do it. So instead, for this pattern, I choose that I will use the white one, but even if you would use the black one, you would still keep that yarn around. All right, so what I would do, so we're just gonna take the wooden dowel, and what we're gonna do is that I already insert the hook into the stitch. So what first I will do, I will just make the loop right here, and now I'll take that, and it would be like a single crochet but around the wood dowel. So now I would just do like a slip stitch pretty much. Now I would insert the hook into the next stitch, take the yarn around and take that yarn all over, pull it up and pull through 2. So you're gonna have like a line of the chain like on the top, but I think that it's kind of the easiest way how to do it. So I'm gonna do it a little bit slower, and maybe I will actually take it a little bit closer so you can see. So now my next stitch is in this white one, so I just insert the hook. It's gonna be a little messy, but I'll just insert the hook there, and around behind the wooden dowel I grab that yarn, pull up the loop a little bit more, and do yarn over and pull up the loop through 2. Now again into the next stitch, I will just insert the hook from the back of the wooden dowel. I'll just grab the yarn, pull up the loop all over of this first half of the wooden dowel, do yarn over and pull up the loop through those 2. So this is what you actually continue. And the best thing is that you don't have to measure your tail, and pretty much whenever you're done, you're done. With the tail, you never know. I mean, you do know, like if you're gonna make it like a long enough. But I think that this one is kind of that you don't have to do the weave-in and stuff. So you always have to just pull up the yarn a little bit bigger, like a little bit longer. So again, I will just grab the yarn behind, pull up the loop, yarn over and pull up the loop through 2. So this is how it looks. This is how it will look for the top, and then I'll show you what next once I am done, because again you will have more options. All right, so I'm done. So this is how it looks. So you have just little like a top part of the like chains, but I think that it actually looks nice and neat and it's not tangled. If you would the other way that I mentioned before with the yarn needle and you would just sew the wooden dowel like together, then you have to be very careful like not to tangle the yarn. But this is actually, this looks kind of like more clean. So now you have two options. You can either, then it just depends how you like to hang it on the wall. So you can either just find the middle, create just like a little loop, and then just on the nail just hanging on there just like that, so it's gonna be just in the middle and pretty much invisible. So if you like that little loop there, then you would just have to secure the end, and then you would just have to weave in the tail and you're done. Or you can actually continue with the foundation chain, so just simply like that, and long enough that you will attach it on the other side of the wooden dowel. All right, so now I'm at the end now, and I know that this string will stretch a little bit. So when I have my desired length of that foundation chain, that it will actually hang on. So I would just insert the hook into the first top chain of the wooden dowel and make just the slip stitch there. And then I would just secure it, cut the yarn, just like that. Pull through, and then I would just weave in this tail behind, and this is how I can hang it on. So this is how to attach the wooden dowel, and now let's go for the tassels. So with the tassels, I would do, again, it's up to you, like if you wanna more rich fringe at the bottom or just like a simple one. So we can do like a one string through each stitch. So how I do it is that I'll just prepare strings, and usually for the tapestries you don't need that long, so I think that your palm or your hand is just enough. So I'll just keep this tail at the bottom of my hand and like wrap it around just a few times. I don't know exactly the number for this pattern, but you will just count it based on the stitches that it has each row. So now I'll just at the bottom cut the yarn and then just the bottom part, and this is how I get kind of even long strings. So, and because you see that I have black and white, so I also do it with the white. So again, my tail will be at the bottom of the hand. Just wrap it around a few times, and now I'll just grab my scissors again, and at the bottom I'll just cut the yarn, and then at the bottom here. So again, I'll get pretty much same length of the strings. So now I'll just grab my one string of the black. Let's start with the back, and what I'm gonna do, I will insert my hook into the first stitch here. I just folded my string, and at the half I put it on my hook, pull through, so I created a loop, and then I'll just take also the tail that I start, the beginning tail, so I will hide it in that fringe, take my tails over the hook and pull through that loop. So this is my first fringe. I think that in the black it's pretty harder to see, but I can actually show you on the white one. So again, I will just fold my string on half, insert the hook into that my white stitch, put the half at my hook, pull through, so I have my one loop there, yarn over, the tails over, but again, actually, I'll bring my tail, the beginning tail of this white color. So I will just hide it in that fringe, put yarn the tails over my hook and pull through. Okay, I'll show you again. So I just fold the yarn, insert the hook into the next stitch. At the half of the string, I'll just put it on my hook, pull the loop, pull up the loop, tails over, and pull through the tails. So this is how you actually attach your fringe, and this is what you will do like with each color of the stitch. So then it makes actually nice design if you keep the fringe the same color as the bottom stitches. So if you have just one color, so then just do it with that one color. Or you can actually make it nice if you, let's say, have one of the rainbow patterns that I showed you earlier, then you can actually pick any color of that rainbow and make it whole bottom more bottom fringe. So it's up to you. I think it would actually look cute. So I think that the fringe is pretty optional what color you want to use, but it's part of the tapestries that they usually have it. Alright guys, so that's everything that I think that you need to know, just the basic information for the tapestries. I think that you have so many options, and it also depends on each pattern, how it's designed, and it's also up to you like what method you will use. But I hope that you got how to do the foundation chain with more colors or the foundation single crochet with more colors. I think that you don't need to do like, you don't need to carry the yarn like to make it actually reversible like I did here with the floats. Actually, I found that method after these tapestries that I made, and I think that the floats are the best, because then I think the colors like it popped up more and it's more rich, and you don't see the color that you carried like through it. So you can see maybe a little bit, I don't know if it's visible through this video, but I can see the sun color like through the black stitch. So I feel that when I did the floats, I have actually clear black color, and it's more like a rich, and the graph is a little bit different, and I think that it looks better. So I would definitely do that. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or feel free to follow me on my Instagram or Facebook. So have a great day.